dealing with that crowd right now is our Michella Chester.
Yeah, Eric, it is crazy in here. The sellout streak continues for Texas volleyball, and this crowd is ready for an epic battle. One of the toughest places to play in the country for good reason. Wisconsin volleyball head coach Kelly Sheffield told me there is nothing harder to do in this sport than to go into someone else's gym with a national semifinal on the line and win, adding this will be the toughest match of their career. But it's also the opportunity to do something they will remember forever. And Carter Booth told me this team refuses to lose. Coach, a brand new program this year, and now all coming together in the SEC tournament. Second straight upset. How gratifying is it for you to see it all pay off?
Yeah, I'm almost speechless right now, Michaela. This is so cool. And 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, after we played Georgia at home, we went on Mission Savannah and we talked about how we wanted to play, and it will.
We have seen the impact of Jackie Moore night after night. What makes her so hard to stop right now?
Her vision is just so good. Like, she knows what blockers are up on every swing, and I've never coached anybody like that who has that ability. And yeah, it's just really fun to be able to chuck it up to her and let her do her thing.
Coach, how do you keep the magic alive?
A&M's are really, really freaking good, so we'll see, but we keep doing what we've been doing.
Steve Aird said in that last huddle he wants them out of system, hitting high, flat hands, be brave, and he pointed to that clock above the end zone. He said, aim for that clock. That's how high I want you hitting off this block.
All right, aim for the clock. That clock, the iconic clock here in this building, that's up there, so you're aiming high if you're Indiana.
Yeah, I think it's really smart. If a team is blocking you or out-blocking you 9-1 right now, offensively you have to make an adjustment.
The Vanderbilt mentality.
Heading into this tournament, head coach Anders Nelson told us it wasn't an easy season by any means, but this team had two options coming into this week. Are you going to throw in the towel and give up, or are you going to choose to fight? They may have said it in some different words, but the sentiment was the same. This team chose to fight, and after a dominating upset sweep last night, Jackie Moore said they want to come out with the same fighting mentality tonight. Welcome back to the Austin Regional. Whitney Lonstein's journey is one of the most powerful stories in college volleyball. After becoming a mom in 2023 to her beautiful daughter, Layla, she told me so many assumed her playing career would end. But Whitney had other plans. She chose to keep playing, graduate college, and show that motherhood doesn't mean giving up your dreams. She says continuing wasn't just for herself, but for so many other women out there, and mostly for her daughter, Layla. So she'll know one day her mom didn't quit. With a strong support system of family, teammates, coaches, her fiance Luke, she's been able to balance it all. Layla will be at practices, for games. Her teammates love having her around and celebrate Whitney as a mom. They even brought her gifts on Mother's Day. She said Layla's the light of her life, and moments as simple as hearing her call her mom makes it all worth it, guys.
Well, Layla's mom has back-to-back kills for Texas, but then Wisconsin.
Thanks, Joe. You mentioned Malik Washington got the starting job, but he needs someone to throw the ball to. Certainly a big hole left by Ty Felton, who led the Big Ten in receptions and receiving yards last season. The two guys to highlight are Jaleel Farouk and Octavian Smith Jr., but Pep Hamilton said, if I've got to pick right now, my number one guy is Octavian. He was mentored by Ty Felton last season, really learned the work ethic it takes to be a tough wide out. But guys, Pep said he is quick, he is explosive and fast, and what stood out the most is he's got experience in this stadium.
Their games and their play, Michella.
Yeah, Mimi is in the midst of her best season, but what a lot of people don't know is that she added 4 inches to her vertical this year alone. She can now touch 10.7. Again, 4 inches higher than the last 3 years of her career. When she did the jump test and saw the number, she assumed it was wrong or broken because she could hardly believe it. She told me this is credit to Kevin Schultz, Wisconsin's strength and conditioning coach, and their entire staff, but it's drastically improved her efficiency. She said she's tweaked her arm swing and approach, Emily, but even more so, she can see so much more up there, which allows for much greater vision at that height.
You can tell the way that Mimi Collier is playing. She's playing like she's jumping 4 inches higher. Her ability to...
Our third member of our crew, Michella Chester. Michella, what type of challenges will this young quarterback face tonight?
Well, Landon Clark's got a few because he will be without two of his top receivers. I checked in moments before the game. Jamarian Dalton and Isaiah Furman are out. But the good news is Keenaz McMillian will be playing. I watched him warming up before the game. But on top of all of that, guys, he's got to stay upright. Duke had 8 sacks in the season opener versus Elon last season.
Again, scampers for a couple. Let's go down to Michella.
Yeah, guys, you mentioned Mensa working on the connection with the wideouts. I talked to offensive coordinator Jonathan Brewer, and he admitted it actually wasn't a quick process. A lot of their skills didn't arrive until summer. They had to hit pause on putting things into the offense for about a week just so that they could get some more reps and figure it out. But now it is all great. Brewer tells them, guys, do whatever he tells you to do. He is our guy.
Yeah, he says run the routes the way he tells you to run them. That's the trust they have in their new quarterback.
Held him to a field goal, making some progress on this drive. How do you alleviate some of the pressure on your quarterback right now?
You know, we've got to certainly create some separation. They are playing suffocating coverage on.
The most shocking thing to me is that Happy Meal debuted that year. Michella, I know you have more on the very first recruit that Vanderbilt had.
That's right. With it being a new program, there had to be a first recruit, and in this case, it was Haley Mack. And when I talked to Haley, she joked that on her first visit to campus, there wasn't even a single ball on campus. But she immediately, despite all of that, trusted Anders and the vision he set before her. And Coach said she was courageous enough to be the first, not next. Haley's dad, Chris Mack, is actually a longtime head coach in men's basketball, so gaining his trust meant a lot to Anders as well. And he said that him and Haley will just have a bond forever because of this.
Yes, her dad, now the head coach at Charleston. It's nothing new for Haley Mack. She actually helped start volleyball at IMG Academy.
See a new energy from Kentucky coming out of this huddle. There was a lot of urgency in that timeout. They said there's nothing special that they are doing that we can't do too. As we see them bring some fire right there. They said, get up, grab the person next to you, and let's go hunt. I don't care what you're doing, just go for it. That's what Craig Skidder said. Thanks, Joe. Mathis chose Maryland over schools like Ohio State, FSU, Michigan as a 4-star recruit. And when I asked Coach Loxley what made the difference in choosing Maryland, he said very sincerely, his grandma. Offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton added, Zahir's why is rooted in the people he loves. His grandma felt good about the people here at Maryland, and he trusted her. And wow, did Maryland land a big-time talent. Hamilton said, hey, he's going to be a problem at some time this season. It just might be today. And guys, I'd say it already is.
Indiana, the underdogs, Michella Chester, but they're not acting that way.
No, they're not, Eric. Indiana may be in its first regional semifinal in program history. Head coach Steve Ayers says that playing loose is their superpower. He learned it from 7-time national champion head coach Russ Rose, that the closer you get to the end, the looser you have to be. Avery Tatum told me they play their best when they're having fun, not letting the moment get too big. And while top-ranked teams can feel the pressure not to lose, Indiana isn't carrying that. Setter Teodora Krichkovich said they know they deserve to be here. Their connection can beat anyone. And Tatum added, they're finally putting on the show they've been wanting to for a long time, guys.
Thank you, Michella. What
To lock in the 2 passers next to her and be confident of who's getting that ball.
You're actually exactly right, Emily. I just listened into the Indiana huddle. It was all about passing, all about scooping up those balls. And then the message from Steve Ayers was, look, breathe, change your body language. We can score, but we need to play team defense. He also looked to Alonzo Cortez and he said he wants her to hit high hands on. Talked to Avery Tatum, Indiana's senior opposite. She told me she's pouring her soul into this program, and she got emotional saying it. After transferring to Indiana in a leap of faith, head coach Steve Ayers took her under his wing, and it was here that she found a new love for volleyball after feeling like she'd lost her joy for the sport. And she credits so much of that to this freshman class. She told me, they're like my sisters, but they completely changed my life, brought joy back into the game for me. Their energy, buy-in, selflessness. It reminds her every day that volleyball is fun, guys. And I'm seeing this happen firsthand in this match. Avery Tatum hitting negative in the first set, feeling tight, talking to coach about her nerves.
nerves. And Jaden Jager, the freshman, going up to her saying, "This is fun. Let's go out there and have fun." And I'm seeing some smiles from Avery Tatum now.
It is so incredible to see players get that joy back in the way they play, especially for this Indiana team that had a lot of question marks.
I listened into the Indiana huddle, and the message was, we've got to have better feet. We need faster feet in serve receive and get some touches on the block. Let's push them out of system. And then the message remains consistent from the start. The body language has got to change. Coach closed out that set, holding this normally high-tempo offense to below 200 hitting. What's working defensively to slow them down?
Well, we're just doing a good job getting our feet in front of us and low hands and getting a lot of good touches.
Coach, how do you pull from the momentum at the end of that set to get your offense back into its rhythm and tempo?
Yeah, we're close. You know, I think the event for a young team, 4 or 5 freshmen out there at a time, we were just trying to relax and play. We were a little bit better in game 2. It's can we control the ball and run our offense? You know, that's the biggest thing. And then they're going to get their kills, and Stafford's going to be Stafford. But we got to be able to just chip away, get some pieces, play confidently in transition, and do our thing.
Thank you, Coach.
Well, Chester's good. Well, I mean, you've got a choice of everybody there, but I have an idea who you're going to talk to here. Michella, go for it.
Tori, 19 kills, no errors. You were unstoppable. What allowed for you to dominate tonight?
I think we were passing.
Whitney, you come off the bench and you have an outstanding match for this Texas team in a crucial moment. How special is that for you at this point in your career?
I mean, it's really special. We have an easy team to play for and play with. Like, we have our mojo together is just so fire.
It is fire. Speaking of that mojo, how would you describe the level at which this team is playing at right now?
Violent and competitive. I think we really love each other.
More in the tank, though.
We sure do. We sure do. But we're really happy to be here and playing for each other. So we're excited to be in the Elite 8.
Well, more to come. Thank you guys so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Michella, if you can hear me, go.
Kelly Sheffield was very happy with the start from his team. He said, we've seen all their serves. We can handle it, but don't be dug in too much in the backcourt. He wants them to stay loose defensively. But he said, wow, that was amazing. We answered everything. He's so happy right now. I just listened into that Wisconsin huddle. It was very short and to the point. Kelly Sheffield said, we're missing by a couple inches. Let's cover our attackers, get out there and do it. And Una looked to her setter, Charlie Ferberger, and said, hey, if you set me, I got you. Yeah, guys, I was watching the bench during that Elon drive. The majority of the offense did not look rattled. They just sat there watching Elon do its thing, but it was Mensa on the edge of the bench, just on the iPad, looking over the plays from the game. It made me think of what offensive coordinator Jonathan Brewer told us just a couple nights ago. Mensa took it upon himself to come to the empty stadium and go through every single play call, guys.
Yeah, and an assistant there, young assistant coach, helping them out, going through reads, going through audibles and calls.
Mimi told me yesterday this is the most fiery she's ever played in her career. Coming into Wisconsin, she thought her biggest strength was being consistent and stable, meaning she never got too high or low. But in talking to head coach Kelly Sheffield and Lauren Carlini, they said, look, you can stay consistent, but let's add in some exclamation points. Mimi said her teammates are so fiery, so it's rubbed off on her. She's leaning into that tonight, Eric and Emily.
She's been consistent throughout her career. Freshman year 2022, the National Freshman of the Year.
I listened into the Texas huddle. Head coach Darren Elliott said the biggest thing we can't do right now is press. We want it so bad that we're out there playing really tight. The biggest thing we could do is relax. And then I loved seeing this. Devin Kahawai was sitting with Tori Stafford, encouraging her, working on shot selection and trying to get their star ready for the moment. Landon Clark just came off the field, and let me tell you, this offense is fired up. They got the entire offense over here taking pictures, and they're saying, let's do this. If we can answer scores, we are in this thing. Let me tell you, offensive coordinator Doug Martin and their head coach was telling us they've got a lot of hungry kids on this lineup. Well, Landon Clark is starving.
Thank you, Michella. Yeah. Said he makes everyone around him better. Anthony with the score, but some news on another receiver, Michella.
Yeah, guys, Cooper Barkay came off after his catch and looked like he was in a considerable amount of pain. He was grimacing on the bench before showing a little bit of a limp as he went over to the medical tent. I'll keep you posted and keep an eye out down here.
Cooper Barkay has been outstanding tonight, more than 100 yards receiving. The transfer from Harvard, yeah, just motioning to the bench there. He's a guy who had Power 4 offers coming out of.
Coach withstood that comeback. What's working to contain Texas right now?
We're not allowing them to go on runs of points, and that's been really, really critical. I love the physicality and the confidence that we've had behind the service line.
You said nothing is more difficult than winning on the road in the regional final. What do you need to see from your team to close this out?
Yeah, winning is really close or tough on the road, and closing it out is really tough. We're nowhere near being able to be finished, so we've got to come out there with that same intensity, same drive, and same confidence that we've shown in the first 2 sets.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
Kelly knows it's fun.
Listening to that Texas huddle, and there were high fives all around. A lot happier after that comeback set. Jared Elliott said, "We are back in this thing." That was Texas volleyball. Now I just need to see some more of it. And then associate head coach Ben Josephson pulled his setter Ella Swindle and Tori Stafford aside Emily, and he said, "I want you running rips and chips."
And what that means for Tori Stafford is they're moving around the net where she's attacking. So a rip attack is a little bit closer to the middle. A typical outside is
A photo op here. Oh, hang on, Mimi and Carter. Do the interview so they can take another photo. Go ahead, Michella.
Mimi and Carter, you're headed to Kansas City. Mimi, I see some emotions from you. That doesn't come out often. What's bringing it out?
I just love this team so much, and we just fought so hard for this, and I absolutely love every single one of these girls, and it is so much fun coming into an environment like this and pulling it off.
Carter, you've been able to reach a different level. What's allowed that in your last tournament run?
I mean, like I told you when we spoke earlier in practice, I refuse to fucking lose. Sorry, guys, but I refuse.
Yeah.
I refuse, and this team refuses, and I think that's the mindset that we've had going through this tournament.
What's allowed this team to be playing its best volleyball at this point in the season?
Everyone just wants it so bad. We want it for each other. There's so much love within this program, and we just want it so bad for us, for each other, for this program, and it's just been so incredible to play with this team.
Thank you so much. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
Yeah, Eric, Texas only lost 2 games this regular season. They already got to avenge 1 here in Savannah. Now they get another chance at Kentucky, who not only beat them, but beat them in 3 at home. I talked to Texas setter Ella Swindle this morning. She said they are looking at this as an opportunity to recreate the story they want to tell. She thinks this is a different team now. The coaching staff has implemented a lot of new schemes, and Ella said more than anything, they feel organized right now to show Kentucky how much more they have in them. Head coach Jared Elliott said this game is emotional enough as is for the players. I want them locked in from the start. Marcus, you've been dialed into Texas volleyball and NCAA volleyball all season. What kind of pride have you taken in watching your daughter now competing at the SEC championship?
It's been phenomenal. Like both of these teams are really, really good. A lot of talent on the floor. The respect that they have for each other. But as a parent, like I'm in dad mode right now. I'm living and dying by every single point, which is what you should do. People need to come experience volleyball in person. It is one of the most exciting sports you can watch.
I would agree with that. You know Kari better than anybody. How have you seen her grow this season?
I think she went through the process of being a freshman. One thing helped her, she went to school early, so she was able to get around her teammates, get acclimated to school. I saw her go through the highs and lows of the season, but still stay diligent. And I think right now, for her, it's about being in the moment. That's all we've been talking about all week. Just be in the moment. Don't make it bigger than what it is. It's volleyball. You've been doing it since you were 5 years old.
You know scouting reports, and you send them to Kari all the time. What was the pregame text before this one?
I told her one of them was you got to just stay in the moment. Obviously, find your shots. Don't think power all the time because people obviously relate that to you. And when you see the floor open, break the floor.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Got it.
Coach, what did it take to win that set and come back?
Well, impressive. I mean, they came after us hard with the serve early on, and we just stayed resilient the whole night through and just kept making plays and getting good transition swings, and Tori came up big with some big ball swings there.
What are you seeing from Tori Stafford and the rest of your team, the way they're battling right now?
Well, they're confident right now. They're playing well, and they're enjoying the competition.
So are we. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
So are we indeed, Michella. Thank you.
Pull off a reverse sweep.
Just got to get a little bit more variety on offense. Got to be able to score behind the center. Ace is doing a good job. Got to get our middles going on slides to open up more things along the net.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Big pen. She's playing well tonight. Gets her 6th kill. She's error-free on 12 swings.
And maybe Thigpen is that second option that Kentucky needs to come alive. And that's a massive point right off of a missed call that Kentucky needed. That momentum has to start now.
Thigpen turning to her teammates saying, let's go. And they go with the ace.
Guys, Asia Thigpen is one of the most competitive players. When she was 12 years old, she used to be so competitive that she would be put in timeouts at practice. There was a designated chair for her off the court.
There will be no timeout given to Thigpen by Craig Skinner.
Coach, Georgia gained some momentum at the end of that set, but what stood out to you about the way your team battled to close it out?
Yeah, we're just making such good decisions from a setting standpoint and an attacking standpoint, and we have since we've been here in Savannah. So just really proud of just our offense and, like I said, the decisions we're making. Against a really big block, we're taking good swings off the edges, and we're not getting scared even when the score changes. So really proud of our mentality that way.
In what ways is Jackie Moore impacting the game?
In every way. She's Scholar Athlete of the Year. She leads our team. She's our best player. Yeah, in every way. She's a dream athlete to coach and the perfect Vanderbilt volleyball player.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the All-State SEC Volleyball Tournament. Vandy leads 2-0 here with Georgia head coach Tom Black. Coach, what's the most important thing right now to change the trajectory of this game?
To get our service pressure going so they can't set the quick so much.
Casey Rubin, formerly Casey Evans, was a standout Georgia player just last year, but she's known she wanted to coach long before that. Both of her parents were volleyball coaches. They would make her set 100 balls to the outside when she was just 9 years old. If 80 weren't on target, she had to keep going. Keep in mind, she was 9 and an outside hitter. So when she transitioned to coaching at UGA, she pulled her former teammates aside for an honest conversation about the new dynamic. She always had a natural feel for teaching and finding creative ways to score, but apparently she's pretty similar to her parents, because now she says she'll serve to Estelle Haugen, and 6 out of 10 balls have to be a great pass, or you guessed it, guys, they keep going.
She's just stood up. She's been with Harper over there on the bench with her arm around the redshirt junior middle. There she is with the ponytail. You still see her in her Georgia uniform.
What a blessing for Tom Black, too, to have someone who knows this program so well, now helping lead the same players that she played with.
26-24, Kentucky won it. Wow.
I listened into the Texas huddle, some clear frustration from Jared Elliott, but then heated motivation from Ramsey Gary. The message in all was take care of the first ball, side out at a high rate, and we can do this. And then, guys, I loved this. They said the storm lasts as long as the storm decides. You guys are the storm.
Career, Michella.
And when Eva first transferred to Kentucky, they both admitted to me that they were intimidated by each other at first before becoming fast friends. They're now able to feed off of each other so well. Brooklyn feeds off of Eva's fire, and Eva looks to Brooklyn to level her on the court. Eva said Brooklyn's shot selection is nasty. It challenges Eva to get out of her comfort zone and try new things, but Brooklyn admires Eva's control for the game, saying every touch she betters the game. But all that praise doesn't mean they don't compete, guys. Eva told me it's unspoken, but they're always trying to one-up each other with the kill count. The competitive edge is always there between them.
And Michella, egos can get in the way. Brooklyn DeLay, this is her team. She was the SEC Player of the Year last year, and here comes Eva Hudson, the Player of the Year this year. But final timeout, Michella, what was the message in the huddle?
Most of that huddle was actually talking to Ella Swindle. Couldn't hear the most of it, but just fine-tuning where she's going to go here. I talked to her ahead of this match. She said in crucial moments like this, she reminds herself, I am Ella Swindle. She looks to her teammates, and she says, anything I do is going to be enough here.
Really delivering right now.
Michella Chester, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready, Eric, and so is Texas. I listened into that huddle. Assistant coach David Hunt, he looked around and he said, we're awesome at 5 sets. What are we, 5-0 this year? It was nods all around. He said, go out there and be proud and confident. Listen into the Texas huddle. The message was, we're not going to win anything if we back away from this moment. We need our best skills right now and to show up in the biggest lights. Eva reverse swept Texas for an SEC tournament title. To come back like that, what does that say about this team?
It just shows how much grit we have. I mean, Not 1 second we doubted each other. We leaned on each other, and I'm just so proud of these girls.
We can see the fire in your eyes in the big moments. Where does that grit and competitive fire come from?
I think it just comes from the confidence that I know my people behind me are going to cover me, and I can take big reps in big moments.
Tournament back for the first time in 20 years, and you are now SEC tournament champions. How special is it to do that with this group of girls?
It's so special. I just love this team so much. We just have such a special bond, and I'm just excited to celebrate with them.
Well, go celebrate, Eva. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know you spent some time today with Georgia. Michella, what would you like to add about the Dogs right now?
Yeah, Sam, I was talking to a lot of the Georgia players this morning, and they said they came to the game last night and they didn't watch it as a spectator. They sat there together analyzing how to beat this team. They do think that their brand of volleyball, though, matches up well with the tough serving and great blocking against the Commodores. So need to see more of that in this first set. Yeah, Sam, it was high urgency in the Georgia timeout. Head coach Tom Black came in hot saying, are you guys playing like you can win right now? And in unison, everybody answered, no, we are not. So he said, let's change it. Change the trajectory of the game right now. Get your offense going and get your heads right.
There's a big difference between playing to win and then playing not to lose, right?
Yeah, Coach, last 3 drives resulted in a touchdown. How have you seen your young quarterback, Malik Washington, settle in, take control of the offense?
Yeah, like a lot of the freshmen, he's starting to settle down. And
Defense is scoring you points and getting big stops. The freshmen are looking really good. How would you evaluate that unit?
yeah, we talked about the young pass rushers and their
kill.
I mean, how cool to go up against your older sister, Lizzie, who's done such a good job this season taking over. Now gets to face her sister up front.
There's Allie, who played at Baylor before coming to Wisconsin this year. Berbinger goes to Allie Andrew at the net. That's going to give a point to Wisconsin. Michella.
Well, you mentioned the Andrews sisters. Yesterday was the first time they had seen each other since April. I was actually talking to Lizzie when Allie arrived, and they could not stop hugging each other. Just so excited to see each other. When they found out they were going to play, they were filled with joy. Their parents are here and have sweatshirts that they got custom made with Wisconsin and Stanford on them. I got to talk to Dan and Rachel, her mom and dad, before the match, and they said they got chills when they found out they were going to be playing together. But they are disappointed that one will have to go home. So they're cheering for a 5-set match, both daughters to have a great night. And you know what? They're probably the only 2 people in this entire arena that are going to be cheering for every point.